guys, welcome to the Paul Cruz Sales Agency. There's a sales training video for the week. I hope everyone having a fantastic day and that you're closing a lot of deals. I'm going to share a topic with you that is so simple yet so powerful that if you apply these steps to what I'm going to share with you, your business will grow exponentially. Your sales are going to skyrocket. But unfortunately, people don't like simplicity. Okay? Before we dig into the topic, I'm going to ask you to do me a favor. If you like this video, smash the like button and share your genuine comment. Let me know if you agree or disagree with the topic I'm going to share with you and why you agree and why you disagree. That's fine. And also, if you want to follow me, just hit the subscription button below. Now, the topic I'm going to share with you is 7 powerful steps to successful selling. Now, whether you want to admit this or not, guys, we're all salespeople. And what does selling really means? In layman's terms, it means conversation. It means speaking. So long as you're speaking with people, you're selling. Long as you're communicating with people, you're selling. Just accept that and you're going to be fine. So this message is for salespeople, entrepreneur, and small business owners. Now, let's dig into this topic, guys. Okay, I got my cheat sheet notes right up here on my left-hand side. So the number one thing is the right goal. You have to set the right goal that's not only realistic, maybe a little hard to reach, but doable. But not try to set a goal that's not practical or realistic no matter what you do. Especially with selling. People try to set goals that are not realistic. And when they don't even come close to it, they get very discouraged because it wasn't practical. And this is what I believe and I teach my salespeople and my client is let's take baby steps. Let's accomplish little things every day and get the compound effect. Right? Because I'd rather double a penny a day than get $1,000 a day for a year. That's the compound effect. So you got to set the right goal. Do you have the right goal? Are you focusing on the right goal? You got to ask yourself those 2 questions. Very important. Because if you don't even set the right goal, then everything else is irrelevant. It's like going to travel somewhere and you don't have a map or you don't know where you're going. You're just driving. Does that make sense? So number 1 is the right goal. Number 2 is education and preparation. Now, education is important. And it's not the education you might think I'm talking about. See, the education in the school system in today's society is nonsense. It's not education. It's indoctrination to bullshit. They don't teach you how to be independent. They don't teach you about business. They don't teach you about building right character or being a good person or a business person. It's all nonsense. And with social media today, anybody could write anything online and they call themselves an author or a writer. Is that education? No. If you have the right education, you're going to increase in knowledge and understanding and you're going to grow in wisdom, right? But with that knowledge, you have to know how to prepare with that knowledge. So it's education and preparation. Why is that important? Because the way you train is the way you're going to perform. If you have the wrong education and the wrong understanding, the wrong knowledge and information, you're going to make bad decisions based on that information, knowledge, understanding, and education. That's a fact. And the way you train is the way you're going to perform. Do you have the right education in preparing for a successful selling? Just think about it. Every single day, you're being educated one way or another, or indoctrinated one way or another. And for me personally, I owe my education to all of my investors customers, clients, partners, employees, associates over my 30-year career because I learned from different mindsets, different levels of business and entrepreneurship. And I have an education that you can't write, you can't get in a book because it's the school of hard knocks. That's the best education. Doing, taking action, and preparing for that action. Does that make sense? Number 3, good health. Now, good health is not just the physical part. Good health is the mental part. Because everything has to do with thinking. And if your mind is wrong, your actions are going to be wrong. Because there's 2 things in life. There's cause and effects, right? People either want to buy something or need to buy something. Selling is a mindset. Closing is an attitude. Your actions are tied to your thoughts. If your mental environment is not healthy, then your physical environment is not going to be healthy. Does that make sense? I'll give you another example. You know, you could be working out with weights, doing exercise every day, doing that, eating all right. And physically, the exterior, you look in great shape. What about the inside? What about the inside engine? It may not be healthy, right? There's a difference between health and in shape. Your mindset, your mental attitude may not be healthy. Does that make sense? And here's another thing. You see, attitude comes from the mindset. So the mindset is the cause. The attitude is the effect, the action. And you have to remember this. Attitude is contagious. Is your worth catching? So you got to have good health. Mental health, spiritual health, physical health. Because that's where it all starts. Does that make sense? So, are you taking care of your health? Ask yourself that question. Now, step number 4 is drive. Do you have the drive to your right goal? You see, what I mean by drive, there's going to be bumps in the road to your goal. You cannot be 100% prepared for everything. You got to be, if you're 80% ready, then you got to go in. And there are things that you're going to be able to handle during the course of you getting to your goal that you're prepared for. But there's also 20% that you don't know what's going to come. That only through wisdom and skill and understanding you're going to be able to deal with. But you got to have the drive to continue to push forward. That no matter what comes in your way and hinders you or tries to hinder you and take you off that road, take you off that track to your right goal, you got to go right through it. You got to have the mental discipline. You got to have the mental discipline to starve out all your distractions. You got to have the mental health to be disciplined and staying focused and driving right through and continuing to move forward. Because if you don't have that drive, it means you don't have the mental health to do that. Because the drive comes from how you think and it comes from your attitude. They all interact. If you have one of these weak links, the car and the vehicle doesn't work 100%. Does that make sense? So number 4 is drive. And do you have the right drive for your goal? Number 5, resourcefulness. Are you a problem solver? Here's where people go wrong. I was guilty of that at one time. I always focus on the problem, not the cause of the problem. Why? Because I didn't want to admit it was me. So what happens in a lot of people is when something goes wrong, instead of asking what happened, what was the cause of it, they start to focus too much on the problem. And then they get stressed out. Then they get high blood pressure, they get heart disease. That's what happens when you stress out. That's what happens when you don't know how to solve problems. Because solving a problem is a thinking man's game. It's about cause and effects. There's nothing in between. You know, are you resourceful? Do you allow obstacles to stress you out and take focus away from driving to your goal? Is your mindset healthy to drive through it, to get and overcome those obstacles where the problems doesn't stress you out? Think about it. So number 5 is resourcefulness. Number 6 is similar to resourcefulness, but it has just a different meaning to it. It's called perseverance. Now, I like to call it stick-to-itiveness, because perseverance means it's everything involved. Disappointments. People will disappoint you. Those that you least expect to disappoint, you're going to disappoint. You're going to get people that are going to lie to you that you didn't expect to lie to you. You're going to see vendors or associates or partners that are going to promise you the world and then they don't deliver. You're going to get a lot of disappointments. Certain things that you wanted to happen didn't happen. So you get frustrated, whether you caused it or not. Do you have stick-to-itiveness? Will you stick to it? Will you be resourceful? Will you drive right through it? Will you have a strong mindset, the right attitude to think about the cause and effects, to make the change and persevere and continue to fight that good fight? Are you willing to do that? Is that built in you? Now here's the thing. All of these things could be developed, but you have to want to do it. And all of these things are free. But all of these 6 steps are the most valuable things that are free, that if you apply, you're going to have a multiple effect, or what I call the compound effect. Now, number 7. Number 7 is going to piss some people off, but I'm okay with that, because I lived these 2 steps. This last step has 2 parts. The first part, I'm going to talk about the bad part, which is pride. Are you a prideful person? Are you a prideful salesperson, entrepreneur, small business owner? Do you have an ego? We all have egos, but it's not a good thing. Why is pride and being prideful a bad thing? Because it's a disease. It hinders growth. It hinders you learning. And there's a lot of successful people that are very wealthy, have a lot of material. I'm not envious of any of that. But a lot of people are prideful with that. And pride doesn't allow you to learn from other people that you might consider less than you, because they may not have the success you have. Pride doesn't allow you to grow in your character, to be a better man, a better person, a better entrepreneur, a better small business owner. Pride leads to destruction. Eventually, pride will destroy you, your business, your family. I know, because I experienced that. And I hate it. And every time I feel my pride is starting, I shoot it down. So pride. The second part to that is the most powerful thing any of us human beings can do. And a business owner, entrepreneur, and salesman is humility. You see, when you're humble and you're truly humble, it's easier to learn. It's easier to receive constructive criticism. It's easier to become wiser and get better knowledge and get more understanding, because pride is not hindering you, because you don't have the pride. And with humility comes honor. People are going to want to work for you. People are going to want to be around you. People are going to want to be part of what you're doing. Your family is going to love being around you as a mom or as a dad, as sons and daughters. It sounds crazy, right? But that's a fact of life. And when you're able to be humble and help others and get rid of pride, all the other 6 steps are much more powerful. All the other 6 steps are easier to develop and receive. And then guess what happens when you develop these 7 steps to successful selling? Your sales increase exponentially. Your monthly cash flow grows. You get to multiply your annual revenue. You produce high profit margins. You get a huge return on your investment capital. Not only your financial capital, but your sweat work. The people that work for you and that work with you, they're going to go above and beyond what's required because they want to see you succeed, because they want to be part of it. Does that make sense? And you develop an all-around character as a businessman, as an entrepreneur, as a salesperson, just as a person. That's what happens when you develop these 7 steps to successful selling. And just keep this in mind, guys, as I mentioned before, we're all salespeople. The minute you speak and you have conversations with someone, you're selling. So just keep that in mind. Does that make sense? So anyway, guys, thank you for your time. I hope this video has been helpful. You know, I hope it has you thinking. Again, share your comments. Let me know what your thoughts are. If you want to follow me on my channel, smash that like button, hit that subscription button, and share the video with others if you think it can help others. Till we speak again, I say goodbye for now. And remember this. I'm going to recap the 7 steps to successful selling. Number 1 is the right goal. Number 2 is education and preparation. Number 3 is the good health. Number 4 is drive. Number 5 is resourcefulness. Number 6 is perseverance. And number 7 is get rid of pride and develop humility, and then watch your sales grow. Take care. Bye.